with Brad. This is my special guest, Frank Gazerro.
Hi.
How long have you been doing stand-up comedy?
About 2.5 years.
How old are you?
34.
Why the late start?
Because it never occurred to me.
Never occurred to you?
Yeah.
That's a better excuse than I have. I was just being a pansy.
I never thought about how someone gets involved with it, and I never thought that I might be able to be funny. So it just never occurred to me, and then listening to a podcast, one of Mark Maron's podcasts about doing open mics and stuff.
Like, how long was the gap between hearing the podcast, wanting to do it, and actually doing it?
Probably 6 months. I was a little bit more of a pansy. I took the class at the Comedy Connection. All the advice you'd get after a year of going to open mics condensed into 6 weeks.
Which is good.
Which was nice. So, like, it made me feel like, well, when I do go to a mic, I won't look like an asshole.
Tell me about your writing process.
It usually involves a mixture of scribbling pages and pages of premises in a notebook.
Like, I'll come up with a bunch of premises I love, and then I just never develop a good joke out of it.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, this could be really great if I was funny. I have the word croutons. Just croutons for like probably 4 or 5 months, and every time I go, like, oh, I really want to write this bit about croutons, and then I just never do. I don't like having my salad without croutons, and some places like are very secretive with their croutons. I don't know if you know this, but like a lot of times if you go to a restaurant and you order a house salad, they'll give you the house salad and there's no croutons on it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean they don't have croutons.
Right.
And if you ask, they'll give them to you. But if you don't ask, you're not getting them. Like, who would opt against the croutons?
Carb people. People don't want the carbs.
Nazis.
Fatties, you know? Jerry Seinfeld could make that funny.
And that's why he has a successful show called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. And I'm sitting in West Warwick with Frank trying to figure out where we went wrong.
Writing's weird. It's more like a rewriting, really. Write a bit and you do it, and then you rewrite it, and then you rewrite it, and then you rewrite it, and then you hate it, and then you rewrite it more, and then you hate it more.
Yeah.
And eventually it's funnier. I wrote a joke, and there was a line in it that was, she took her vagina and walked away. I wrote that and I was like, that's funny. That's like too good. It's like too good of a line. And then I was, it's like, oh, it's from a Mark Maron joke.
So the secret is don't write anything too good.
Yeah.
Because then somebody successful
Keep it
has already told
mediocre. Yeah. Like that first.
So I've noticed that you're not really afraid to get too personal on stage.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. So if a funny thing pops in my head, then I'm probably just going to talk about it, you know. It's also really therapeutic. There's definitely a little bit of an egotistical part of it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, no, people should listen to me.
Yeah, like whole audiences of people should care.
Yeah, groups should sit quietly.
Strangers.
And if they don't sit quietly,
they
can go f*** themselves.
Yeah, they're jerks.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be the same reason people, blog and tweet and Facebook about everything that goes on in their day. That same part of the brain where it's like, no, people should know that I'm shitting right now.
What has been your best and worst moments doing stand-up?
The best time I had was last November, the first weekend I hosted at the Comedy Connection, at the Rhode Island Comedy Connection. I hosted for Giannis Pappas, who's a national headliner. He's been on Comedy Central and stuff. And so it was cool. Worst experience? A church birthday party, and there was probably 100 people there. And none of them were aware there was a comedy show going on.
Awesome.
So
those are the best audiences. Church audience, they don't know it's a comedy show.
Yeah, and they don't like dick and vagina jokes very much.
Weird.
And so, like, they weren't combative or mean. Nobody was, I didn't walk away bummed out.
They probably felt bad for you.
It was like, oh, that was a rough 15 minutes, you know?
Pray for that guy. What do you, any thoughts on the next 4 years with Donald Trump?
No, other than it'll probably not be good. The fact that Trump was like, I'm going to do all these things. Well, how are you going to do it? I'm just going to do it.
Don't you worry about it. It'll be great.
Oh, that's the guy.
The guy strikes me as a guy I don't necessarily want to have the power to start nuking people.
Yeah.
That frightens me.
His temperament is troubling.
Well, we learned a lot, Frank. I appreciate you doing the show.
Anytime.
We covered a lot of random shit.
A lot.